Okay, I am live, I think. Try not to hit the red button as I get going here. How's everybody doing? Let me see here. All right. I see the chat, but I won't be able to see the chat much while I'm riding. Like I said, this is a test. This is only a test of my live stream. I probably will be talking to myself a lot of this. I'm not certain. I don't even know what the camera looks like really while I'm riding. So today's just such a wonderful day. I had to get the gravel bike down and get it going and get it ready for a good long season of riding. There's actually some gravel races coming up that I would like to hit if I can. We'll see how that goes and how the fitness goes, everything else. I'm planning today just going to be a easy little 20-mile spin out to Bennington Lake, take a lap around it on some trails, and then cruise back home. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to maybe fire up a live stream just to see what that's involved. Unfortunately, this will probably disappear from my YouTube channel because without a paid account in StreamYard, it won't save anything. Uh-oh. I know who this is. We're gonna have to take a break here, guys. Hey.
How are you?
Good. I sent you a message.
I saw it. I've been out driving.
Ah. Thanks for the invite. No, I'm just sitting out on a ride, live streaming. You're covered. But anywho, there, all I smell food. Nice. You're causing traffic jam. Exactly. Now think about it. Maybe Wednesday, take a trip, go pick up a watch. Huh? It's all day. 4.5 hour drive there. You can meet Jen. No big deal. Oh yeah, picking up at the end of the day. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna ride. Thought that was you.
I thought that was you. I was like,
Oh God. The clothes are kind of revealing.
no.
Yes.
That's not what I meant.
Oh, it's my butt. Oh yeah, that. Well, guys, that was my girl. was interesting, unexpected. Anyway, continuing on. I think I'm still streaming. I am. Okay. Dingo, I hope all's well down there. Cyclones can be a nasty thing. Washington coast this last year, we had, they called it a bomb cyclone hitting the coast. It was nasty. My mother had just moved there, and after 70 years of living in eastern Washington, got to deal with some first bout of real serious weather. Generally out here in eastern Washington, our weather is pretty mild. We get all 4 seasons about on schedule. And usually not too many surprises. So to go out there and get hit with a cyclone in a few months of moving there, it's quite the experience. They fared okay. Didn't lose any trees or anything. They just had sod rolled down a month prior, and the wind had actually rolled the sod back up. It's kind of funny. Wonderful and think of the British watch show. Looked very nice. A lot like a wind-up watch fair. Low key, but there was definitely a lot of personalities there. It's pretty cool to see Rick Pierce there with the family. George, I think is his name, maybe. Pretty cool. You don't cycle for a while. Feel it really quickly. The legs tend to start to burn a whole lot earlier and longer. Dr. Bob was asking about the wireless derailleurs, commenting on those. And yeah, this thing's completely wireless. It's pretty cool. I still have to pedal it though. Another big cool bit of kit is my cycling computer pairs with the tail light, and the tail light has a radar on it, so it lets me know when cars are coming up behind me. And it turns on as the cars approach. And it turns back off after they've passed. There's a big truck with Dr. Bob. The Jeep's been in a shop getting the rear axle worked on. Getting the gear ratio to match the front axle. And while doing so, discovered that the spider gears at the end of the axles had started shearing off. So I had to order those, and I should have my Jeep back first of the week. Of course, that'll be nice. I have some trips planned with it to film some launch reviews. I've got to finish my Project Polar series. Next is that Seiko SKK 033 GMT. I think it was my brother up there. I've seen everybody up there. Just turn around. I'm embarrassing actually here. Live streaming. It's kind of weird. I don't know how those like Tim does it. What is that stream life? The fact of the matter is, okay, and I always worries other people might be thinking. Truth be told, nobody cares nobody's paying attention. It's a mental thing to get over. Because on a battery bike, he's cruising 53. I'll keep pedaling as long as I can. This is our high school. All new facilities being built. Brand new tennis courts. All new football arenas. High Blue Devils. I graduated there in 1990. Seems like yesterday, really. It'll be pretty cool to see games here. Be fun. Friday Night Lights. If you guys are getting wind noise or not. If you are, sorry. It seems to be riding into the wind now. Might be picking up videos. You are getting terrible wind noise. And since I can't monitor the chat, we'll actually stop. And if I recognize you, give you a wrench. Just ask if there is a chat. Control. Keep it above belt. No personal bullcrap. No personal attacks. I don't want that on my channel. As it stands, I don't have anyone blocked on my channel. And I can keep it that way. That's pretty presumptuous of me. I don't think I get any viewers. That'd be only for my ego. That's all. I think I'm starting up the stream. Didn't see anything scheduled. Just stop the chat. Someone could put on there. If he is, I'll pop off just out of respect. A lot of money spent. It's not even worth it. It's a conversation. Way for being one of Forpy's biggest detractors. Sure does a good job coming across as one of his biggest fans on the stream. The guy in his past with the watch community, in my opinion, isn't even a topic anymore. He's gone. He left. And Okay. Angle the better for it. But even though the guy's gone, Tim keeps driving the conversation back to him. It is fascinating to me why. It's got to be more than just the need for the content. I don't know. Credit as a live streamer. Tim can rattle off to himself for 5 hours without any other characters to bounce off. And just in a short little 20 minutes, already kind of exhausted of it. Oh yeah, G-Shock. The Casio Red Series. I have another video on my channel, just a couple minutes long. I can highlight it while I ride my CRF 250L. Going north. Not fun. It always takes me about 10 miles before my legs and lungs warm up. And then I kind of get a second wind. Once I get past that 10 miles, I can think a little better. But that first 10, stop and check the connection. And check the chat. Marco. Hey, Marco. I know you. I will happily give you a wrench. I can't in StreamYard for some reason. Marco, I owe you a wrench. I'll get to it. Just a trial run. Yeah, that's right. Hey, thanks for the upvote, Marco. Shaky, huh? Yeah, my phone's strapped to my body. Microphone is rubbing on. Hold on. I probably don't need a headset. I can just go with the microphone on the phone. Let me switch to that because I have a headset in and the chin strap for the helmet might be rubbing on the microphone. I'll change that. Right now. There we go. Might be worse, might be better. I don't know. Let's see if I can turn this off. All right. Microphone is turned off. Sorry, Ray Ray. I can't check the chat while I'm riding. Now it's good. Okay. I'm sorry. My chin strap on my helmet was rubbing my microphone. I should have thought of that. Yeah, that's the purpose of this, though. So hopefully it'll be a little better going forward. All right. Not sure how. I'm 4.5 miles into my ride. I'll be at the river heading out to the lake here in about 2 more miles. It's just a quick 20-mile loop. Well, quick when I'm in shape, which I am not. This should be a little better. No more rubbing. Back on the road. Now the camera probably is wobbly, and that's because the phone is mounted to my chest, and it actually is putting a lot of weight on that harness because it's really designed just for a GoPro. And by the time you have your phone and everything out there, it's a lot heavier. I love tennis. I have a tennis racket tattoo. Nowhere near as good as Mad Watch Collector or that crazy guy over in Japan. They're pretty good tennis players, I think. But it'd be fun to go a match with them. So that's the only way you get better doing stuff like that. You get comfortable playing at your level, and you never really progress. You need to step it up and go against some bigger hitting dudes, and before you know it, you're playing at their level. Kind of like live streaming. The only way to get good at live streaming is to do it. And that's what we're doing. Hopefully the audio is better. Sorry for that. I should have checked sooner. In fact, that's the first thing Curly ever does. Check the audio. I do have the DJI little mini mics. That'd probably be a good thing to use. Way better than the cell phone. I don't know. Now, Ray, if you're still on here, the river I'm going out to is a tributary of the mighty Columbia River, which this creek feeds into a tributary for it. It feeds into the Walla Walla River, which then marries up with the Columbia River at Wallula Junction. Historically, pretty important salmon fishery, as well as other migratory fish. But you've probably heard of all the hydroelectric dams and the issues they cause with anadromous fish, if I said that right. Probably not. And Really what the dams have done have, for the last 50, 60, 70 years, the Columbia River's really not a river anymore. It's a series of warm water lakes flowing out to the Pacific. And it's really changed. There's a Harley pulling up. I think. Almost sounds like a metric bike. Beautiful day. Camera was pointing up. You didn't see any of that. I'm sorry. I think I'm just going to go here in a sec. Wait for a green light. Honda Africa Twin. I almost got one of those. Problem is I do so much riding on my own. You get those big adventure touring bikes like that, they can be a real handful to pick up or to repair. You get a flat, anything like that. And that's why I went with the CRF 250, lightweight, dual sport. I drop it, I can pick it up. I get a flat. I can get a tire off the ground easy enough. But I don't even do much of that riding anymore. Had a couple broken leg, close calls by myself way back in the bush. And had I been in real trouble, I would have been in real trouble. So I tend to stick to pavement any longer. I'm actually feeling better than I thought I would, fitness-wise. Normally, first ride of the season, I get to about here. I almost want to turn around and go home. I probably need to rigid mount the phone to the bike so it's not bobbing as I pedal or go over bumps. It's probably annoying to see. Now, this river, Ray, because of all the urbanization here of the kind of the headwaters, and then it flows through 40 miles of farmland, so the irrigation that draws from it really degraded the river as far as our native spawning fish. Chinook salmon, steelhead, the bull trout, and they're currently working on rebuilding the waterway, and even in areas through the town where it flows through concrete channels, they're taking those concrete channels and they're putting in kind of like a artificial natural concrete river bottom. So you see all these blobs of concrete everywhere that kind of simulate stones and pools and rapids, you know, shallow runs. One, to aerate the water, oxygenate the water, create faster flow. And it'll be interesting to see if the native fish start coming back up here at the diversion dam. So this whole portion of the river has really been reconstructed in the past to mitigate floods for the town. And so there's a diversion dam up here where spring runoff can be diverted to the lake we're heading to, instead of flowing through the town all at once and flooding it. And at the dam they have a fish ladder, and there was one lonely steelhead so far this winter. One. But where there's one, eventually there may be more. African twin again. Because fish go, especially steelhead, they're extremely resilient. In a million years of evolution, it's kind of bred them to be tough and to go back into waters they've never been in before, to spread the genetic pool. A little over 6 miles in. I'll stop here at the river, check with you guys, and see if it's working. Stop right here. I don't know if the water sound is too loud or not. Ooh. Yeah, Atlantic salmon, you know, they're kind of the canary in the proverbial coal mine. You know, the east coast of the United States and Canada has seen almost the entire collapse, I think it's called, the technical term, when a species just disappears from the landscape. And I mean, the steelhead numbers here in the Pacific Northwest, they've been saying the escapement numbers, it's called. There's not enough wild fish anymore spawning to perpetuate the species going forward with enough genetic diversity. I hope not. They're beautiful fish. They're fun to pursue. I don't really go after them that much anymore.
just because even if you're catching and releasing, you're still putting pressure on a fish that, like the Atlantic salmon, after it spawns, it returns to the ocean. You know, our Pacific salmon, they die when they spawn. But a steelhead is just the sea-run rainbow trout. And it can return to the river 3 times, 4 times in its lifetime. We call it 1, 2, 3 salt fish, just like the Atlantic salmon does. And, you know, you increase the odds of the fish dying every time that thing's handled. So I don't even really go after them catch and release anymore. You know, people think catch and release limits the impact, but really what it does, I think it increases the impact, because now that fish is being handled who knows how many times in its spawning cycle. It could be caught 3 or 4 times and release, every time adding to its stress and, you know, decreasing its survivability. Hey Marco, nice, went to the beach. No bikini girls here. Dr. Bob. Itchy Boots, I do. She's in Saudi Arabia right now. It's unreal. I was actually stationed in Saudi Arabia for, a little over a year. Taif, Saudi Arabia. I got my PADI certification in Jeddah in the Red Sea. I would love to go back to the kingdom. What a place. You walk down a street and it'd be the most modern metropolitan city. Turn the corner and you feel like you're back in biblical times with Aladdin or something right around the corner. It's pretty wild. Caravans of camels. You can see Mount Rainier from the mountains on a clear evening, Dr. Bob. You can see Mount Rainier, you can see Mount St. Helens, Mount Adams. Usually on top of Mount St. Helens, looking south on a really clear day, you can see the Three Sisters and Bend, and you can see Shasta on a super clear day. You can see all the way down into the Trinities and see Shasta. I'd love to climb Shasta. I need to make a trip one day. It's a 2-day hike, I think, to the summit, generally. Unless you're like a superstar and do it in a day, but I'm not. But I can walk uphill very slowly for hours. All right. I don't even know how these guys... Hey, there's 3 in the room. That's almost watch reporter numbers. Suck it, watch reporter. Anyway. That's just my ego. We're going to keep riding here. Hopefully the camera angle gets better as I stoop over the bike. Get clipped in. And let's start going. Might be kind of congested out here. I don't know. We'll see. Oops. Okay. Children run wild. For those of you that missed it, I'm a 2-month-old grandpa. Unbelievable, but true. Really puts a lot of things into perspective. You know, when you lose kind of your generations before you, that brings a lot into perspective. And then as you gain generations behind you, that adds a whole different level of perspective on everything you do in life. One, Ray, I know you probably know this, but you know, if you ever serve in the military or any kind of organization like that, you lose friends, or just even acquaintances. really opens your eyes to, you know, what's right up here around the corner isn't guaranteed to any of us. There might be a lot of talent out here on this trail. I don't know. We'll keep our eyes peeled. There often is. The mallard ducks are pairing up, getting ready to drop eggs soon, I bet. We got all kinds of different breeds of waterfowl that kind of call this area home. I don't know what 98% of them are. Canadian geese and redheads and mallards is all I know. Now, I don't know which side to be on. Let's see if I can ask this person. Was the bridge open up above? Is the bridge open up above? Okay. Because like I said, they're doing a bunch of habitat rehabilitation up here. But they might not be doing much yet because we're still in that spring runoff season big time right now, especially at the warm days. On the left. Doggies playing in the river. Just get it. On the left. Now, if you watched my fat bike video, this is where I rode to on the fat bike. Rode up along the same river and out around that lake. A little different. It was like 5 below Fahrenheit that day, and about 6-8 inches of snow. It's about 62 now, and the grass is green. Artisting. I need to put a bell on my bikes this year. Never do. On the left. Usually the cyclists out here are pretty rude. They'll just fly by at 30 miles an hour without warning. Give you a heart attack. Then you get the guys on the electric bikes, and they shouldn't even be, I don't think, allowed. So they're going as fast as a real bike, motorcycle, and they're silent. I'm looking for otters. There's been a family of otters living in here for the past 6 months. I haven't seen them though. I'm not sure what Tim's got planned for tomorrow on live stream. I know he's coming home. I think there's talk of a wine episode or a booze episode. Those are always fun. I usually feel it come Monday morning. So I'm actually not much of a drinker. Glass of wine with a meal. That's usually it. So here's where they've been doing a lot of habitat rehabilitation up through here, putting in new, deeper channels, a lot of concrete, fake boulders. So last year, I went through all these concrete barriers and cut out the channels, then put in the faux rapids and holding kind of pools, you know, all in an effort to kind of rehabilitate the habitat. It's definitely way better than it was, because even this time of year, these pools in between these weirs would get real stagnant and warm, and you know, your trout, your salmonoids, is the proper Ray term, they don't like it. Cold, clear, cool, moving water. So it's an improvement. When I was a kid, you used to be able to come out here and you'd walk out on these piers and fish for trout. There's not much trout in here anymore. Next to none, actually. And that's a fact, and it's sad. I'm not a big climate guy, but things have changed, whether it's natural processes, man-made, or a big combination. I will say, when it comes to these rivers, you know, we've definitely done it to the rivers in this ecosystem. It's not natural. But it is good to see money spent in an effort. I just hope it's not too little too late. Oh, one wheel. I don't see many of those out here in Hicksville. All right. I'm going to head up to the lake. Wow. I've even gained a viewer. Impressive. Probably Curly, looking to see if he can, sorry guys, I'm trying to straighten my mount up a little bit here. That didn't help. In fact, it made it worse. I got figure out a better mount. I thought this chest rig would hold it, but it's just too flimsy for the phone. And you should see this setup. It sticks out from my chest about 5 inches. And so it's a lot of leverage on the harness itself, and so the straps stretch. And I've got it really tight. It still stretches and flops. So anyway, it clipped in here. I'm 7.5 miles into my ride. Now the bike is a 2024 Specialized Diverge STR, carbon fiber wheels, carbon frame. The STR stands for Suspend the Rider. Down the right side of the road. So it's kind of a full suspension, even though you might not be able to tell by the camera bouncing. It's a gravel bike, lightweight, and in the hands of a better rider, it's really quick. They're going over there. He's asking if I'm going over the dam. Hi. So the way it works, when the runoff gets to flood stage, they divert through gates that I'm standing on top of, and then the water flows down that canal into the lake. And that's how they shed off excess water flow before it goes into the town. Yep. Big bump. Whew. Pedal hard. Felt that. Good content, huh? Listen to a middle-aged fat guy breathe hard. Well, nothing else. I call this stream a success, or success of proof of concept, anyway. On the left, down the middle. Hey. I need to get a bell. I hate calling out. Yeah, it's way different now. The last time I was here, this was all fresh snow. It was really pretty, actually. Hi, guys. Thank you. Wearing the G-Shock in case my scratchy mic last time missed it. G-Shock action. Solar, Bluetooth, Casio. The red series. Hi. Hi. Whew. That was good uphill. Yeah, I feel it. Fitness is not there. Yeah, by summer, they'll be back. Could be asking what watch these people are wearing. Not a lot of watches in this community. I live. Apple watches. My daughter just bought the Apple Ultra. It's pretty cool. Not as water resistant as I thought they were in the rating, but it's still pretty cool. Digital devices have their places. It's a tool, an instrument. On the left. Got the lake out here to our left, to our right, I'm sorry. Lack of oxygen. This next climb. This one's punching good. Actually, I don't know if I'm up to it. Yeah, I'll try. It's a lot steeper grade than it looks. Whew. I did it. What's my heart rate? 189. Whew. 160. $3.30. On left. They hold a triathlon out here every year called the Onion Man. It's fun. It's hard. Called the Onion Man because Walla Walla is world renowned for its Walla Walla sweet onions, brought over by some of the earliest Italian settlers and homesteaders. They found the soil here was perfect for onions that grew back home. It's probably why this is such a good wine area too. There's miles of vineyards to my left. I'll show you here in a minute. Hey, I filmed here. Might be familiar. You have some water. So what you're seeing here is kind of miles of vineyards and wheat field. Yeah, G-Shocks are pretty good, aren't they, Ray Ray? Really about all a person needs. I have a couple. The mountains up there. There's some hikers coming in. I won't film them. Let's see what the chat's been saying. I was trying, Ray Ray. I appreciate that, Ray Ray. Thank you. I'll take it. Mighty kind of you. Supporting the grift life. I'm gonna get some water here, guys. A little look at the bike. Walmart water. Hey, Dr. Bob or Ray Ray, is Tim streaming right now? I'm assuming he is not. Okay. Well, I'm going to hop off, guys. If he's streaming, I don't want to stream the same time he is. And not that I'm pulling any leads from him or anything, but I don't want to distract his loyal viewers. What do they call that? Grifting on, no, rebel grifting. I don't want to rebel grift. Actually, I'm going to ride out here, show you guys the lake, and then I will sign off from there. Ray, I run most of my bikes. I have tubeless, so there's no inner tubes in them, and they're set up just like a bead, a bead like a car tire, and then they do run a sealant on the inside. So if you get any thorns or anything like that, they seal up pretty quick. You also get less rolling resistance and friction without the inner tubes. And of course, they're, a few grams lighter. But really, ever since I started using tubeless about 6 years ago or so, I don't have flats. And there's plenty of goat heads out here. So it's pretty slick. I'll ride out here to the lake, guys, and then I'll go ahead and sign off. He's got a trailer. I need that for my granddaughter. They roost mud into her face. Raising tough. I'll ride out here to the lake, give you guys a view of the lake, and then I'm going to sign off. Send my apologies to Tim. I don't mean to at all step on his times. I know there's more than enough for everybody, and nobody owns a time spot or all that kind of stuff, but it just comes down to a little respect. I think there's a couple other channels that know when Tim streams, and they would go a long ways to show a little respect to their friend, and not just blatantly step on his toes at the exact same time. Delay it, or come tune in before or tune in after. Then viewers will decide where they want to go. I think a lot of you guys watch more than one stream at a time. I swear to God, I don't know how you do it. I can barely keep track of one. Never mind 2 or 3. Okay, so the lake is drained because they're doing a bunch of work, and they also drain it off in the winter to make room for the water come winter or come spring when you get that runoff I was telling you about. Now, where those cars are parked over there, I've seen water up to those pine trees behind the cars. That's how full they'll fill this lake up to the parking lot. The bathrooms are underwater a lot of times. They plan after the spring runoff season and threat of flood is gone, they'll put it to what they call recreational levels, and then they will plant it with hatchery rainbow trout. And it's just a fun little local place for everybody all summer long. Paddleboard, kayak, fish, swim, and all kinds of other stuff. The super chats are rolling. I hope they're rolling in for Tim. I can't afford to keep him alive. I do my part and did my part, but I'm going to take a break from doing too much going forward because I kind of need to. I want a Rolex, guys. I want a Rolex. And I could have one if I just kind of focused a little bit. I could have one fairly simply. So that's my goal between now and fall is a Rolex. My tutor, my cycling edition tutor, I got the phone call from the AD. It's ready for me to pick up. So I got to drive 4.5 hours to Portland, Oregon tomorrow, or Wednesday, actually. drive out there. It's a 9-hour round trip just about for me to go get it, but go pick it up and that'll be done. They're just drinking. Yeah. I wish we were all there drinking with them, Ray Ray. I think it'd be a real hoot. God damn. Be a real hoot. But I know you don't drink, but it'd still be fun to throw back even a soda with everybody. Well, guys, really the ride is just a couple more miles of trail back to the river from whence I came. And then I just kind of reverse my route back home. So you're not going to miss much. I will do this again. The technology side of it has proven to be fairly simple. And God, I've picked up a couple more viewers. I hate to sign off, but I don't have much else to say. I've been rambling for over an hour, 20 minutes of which you didn't even hear because my microphone was shit. Okay, guys, let's see here. I'm going to reverse this so I can look at y'all. Tim always makes it look so easy. Let's see here. Makes it so quick. Front camera. I think I'm on. Hey there. All right, guys. I'm going to pedal my fat butt back home. Again, this sounds awful goddamn good. I might stop by downtown and pick up a bottle. And streaming is hard. Put it in my water bottle cage and ride home with a big old fat tire or a Guinness. That sounds really freaking good right now, guys. Unplug myself here so I can hold it out. I'm not looking up my nose. But yeah, that's the view. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It was awesome. I can't believe I've got watch reporter numbers. It's amazing. I've never live streamed in my life. So shout out to all of you. I really appreciate the support. I really do. And I'll see you either on Tim's tomorrow, or I'll definitely see you in the chat at some channel tonight. Yeah? Dr. Bob's, Ray Ray, Dingo, Marco. Thanks, guys. You bet, Ray Ray. We'll see you.